Will now be recorded.
Any doubts in filters? How to apply the sort and how to apply the filters? So we understood how to apply the filters on the text category wise, on the amount, on the date wise, how to apply the filters we understood, and then we did with charts. So have a look. If there is any doubts, please tell. Under the chart design, there were different types of options available. Type in 1 if there is no doubts in previous class. Okay, so let's continue with sparklines. I'll explain and I'll give you the time in order to try it out. Okay, so sparklines. So what are sparklines? So sparklines is, so generally we saw if I have a data, how to insert a chart based on it. So these charts are usually normal in size. Okay, so when I'm talking about the line spark lines. So there are three types of spark lines. So when I come to this insert tab, we have the different types of spark lines as you can see. So once I select the data, so you can see the spark lines are active. So under spark lines, we have three types. One is lines, then column spark line, and then win or loss. Okay. So this spark lines will appear usually in one single cell. Okay. And it works based on the matrix. So what is matrix means? When I wanted to make the column total and row total, then I will be using this matrix. Okay. So now as you can see, I have this three different types of charts data. So first one is line chart, then we have column chart, then we have the win or loss. Okay, so now usually when I have to apply the spark lines, so it is usually on the row basis or on the column basis. As I told, it works as per the matrix. So row total, column total. Here I have a simple example of the sales people and 5 month sales data I have over here. Now I wanted to apply the spark line for this. So for that, first let me select the data range. So let me select the data and I go to insert tab and I wanted to apply the sparkline. Okay, I'll click on sparkline and here this will show the selected range starting from C81 to G81 and where you wanted to insert the sparkline. Say I wanted to insert the sparkline in this particular cell. I'll click on OK. So now based on whatever the data I had, it has applied the sparkline. Okay, so like this, Excel has applied the sparkline. As I insert the sparkline, you can see a new formatting tool will appear where it is going to tell me the three different types of charts and which particular chart I have taken with. Now in this particular range of cell, I wanted to know the high point. I'll click on high point. So Excel is going to point out and tell which is the high point. And if I wanted to know the low point, so if there is any negative points I wanted to check, I'll click on negative points. If there is any negative points, it will display. Or if I wanted to check the first point, I wanted to check the last point, or if I wanted to check with the markers. So as I click on it, where and all the sales has moved with the range. Okay, so like this I can apply. If I wanted to change with the colors, so here in the style you have different types of sparkline design. It is up to you, whichever type of design you wanted, you can take that design. If I wanted to change with the sparkline color as per my requirement, so I can select it. I wanted it in blue color, or I wanted it in the lavender color. So like this I can choose marker colors. So negative point, if I wanted to highlight with one particular color, markers, high point, low point, first point, last point. So like this, whichever type of color you wanted, you can apply it. Okay, so then I come here, and for the other rest of the other cells, what I'm going to do is I'll simply select the spark line and then apply the fill handle. So now you can see as per the values. So on the row basis, so Excel has applied the sparkline. Now the same thing if I wanted to do it on the column. So this one, so there are three different sales rep who have done the sales. Now I wanted to check it for January month, how the sales has happened. First I'll select the range. I'll go to insert. I'll select line. So the selected range, it will show starting from C81 to C83. Location, I wanted it in this particular cell. So the spark line I wanted on the column basis to be applied over here. I'll click on OK. So spark line is applied. So let me click on the markers. Markers are applied. So now for the rest of the other months I wanted to check, simply I'm going to apply the fill handle. So I'm going to get it done. Okay. So now as I told, either it should be on the row basis or on the column basis. Now let me select a cell range of cells all together. Now I'll try to insert a spark line. I'll go to line, and here let me say I wanted to insert in this particular cell. Okay. So now you can see on the range of cells which is in rows and columns, I cannot apply the spark line. Okay. It should be either one single row or one single column. Okay. Based on that, it is going to be applied, especially as I told, it is on matrix how the spark line will be applied. Okay. So you people can try with this. So once after trying with line, you can try the same with the column also. So here it is in line, the same thing it will appear in the column. When I select the range, go to column, the selected range will be displayed. I wanted it to be applied in this particular cell. Okay, so my column is also done. So I'll just apply the fill handle. So column, this one is done. Okay, the same way I can select it for the column. Go to insert tab, column. I wanted it to be applied in this particular cell. Okay. So column basis, the spark lines is applied. So like this. So you people can try with this both. Guys, any doubts, please ask. Guys, hope you people are able to do it. Any doubts, please ask. So let me show with the third one, win or loss, and then you people can try with this one also. So win or loss. When I'm coming to the insert tab, the third sparkline that is available is win or loss. So win or loss, when I am going to use means whenever there is some negative values. Okay. So then I'm going to use this win or loss. So for that also I have to first select the range. Okay. Then go to win or loss. So here Excel is going to tell what is the selected range is. That is from starting from C97 to G97, and I wanted to apply the sparkline in this particular cell. Okay, so now you can see that I am able to see the sparkline applied, win or loss. Okay, so wherever there is a negative value, I am able to see the values below the line. Okay, so now I will just I wanted to change the values with, so let me say I wanted to change it with 8 like this. And if I tell I wanted to change this value over here, so that is minus 5. So like this, wherever there is negative value, it is going to apply the spark line. So negative value will be up below the line. So like this, I'm going to apply. So the same way I wanted to apply it for the column basis, select the range, go to insert tab, spark win or loss. So location, I wanted to apply the win or loss spark line in this particular cell. I'll click on OK. Now if I tell there is a negative value, okay, here minus 6, minus 3. So like this. So it is on the column basis. I'll select and apply the fill handle. So anytime I change, so my sparkline things are going to get changed. So in order to clear a sparkline, nothing, just select the range, okay, where the sparkline is applied. I'll go to clear option from the home tab, or I'll go to sparkline, and here we have the clear. So clear selected sparklines get selected like cleared like this. Okay. So try with this win or loss. Then after this, we will go with the power pivot. So we will understand how to create a dashboard in Excel. Any doubts, please tell. Guys, any doubts, please ask. Guys, type in 2 if you people are clear with this spark lines. Guys, and I want you people to download the file Amazing Mart. So which I have shared. Once again, I'll share you in the group. Please download that file. I have put it in the group. Download the files. Okay, guys, let's start with the Power Pivot. Okay, one solved file I have shared you people for your reference sake. So that is, you can see the name Amazing Mart Power Pivot. Okay, so this is the solved file. And the other one is the data. You open only Amazing Mart. Hope you people are clear with pivot table, how to insert a pivot table, how to do with the certain modulations in pivot table, and how to insert a chart, slicer, sparkline, all those stuffs. Type in 3 if this is clear. If you are clear with pivot table, how to insert a pivot chart, how to insert pivot slicer, timeline, all those things. Okay, so let's start working on it. So previously when we had worked with the pivot table, it was one table what we had taken. Okay, so here I have two different tables. So list of orders, I'm using only the pivot table in order to work on. Okay, so when you are practicing, use this amazing mart. Only this amazing mart is there, no? Where there is amazing mart power pivot, it is a solved one. Don't work anything on it. Okay, so now here I have opened the raw data amazing mart. So here I have two sheets. If you observe, I have list of orders and order breakdown sheet. Okay, and my details has the table consist of is customer name, then we have, sorry, so it starts with order ID, order date, customer name, city, country, region, segment, ship date, ship mode, state, longitude, latitude. And the number of rows I have in my data is, so almost I have some 5,000 data something is there. See 4,120 data I have in the list of order sheet. Okay. So now let me check it out for the order breakdown. In the order breakdown sheet, I have order ID, product name, discount, sales, profit, quantity, category, subcategory. Okay, so these are the details what I have in the order breakdown, and the number of rows. If you see, I have almost some 8,050 rows are there. Okay, so now before I don't want anyone to try it simultaneously. I'll show you, then I will give you the sufficient time in order to practice. Okay, so let me go to list of orders. Now you can see my order table is not in the table format. So there is no formatting tool related to the table. So now let me select this Control A, and when I go to insert and apply pivot table, here it is showing the range, so which it is not, I am not having any clarity. So whenever you are working on a pivot table or power pivot or anything as such, it is better to apply the, it is better to apply the table format. Okay, so for that, first let me select my data. So what did I say? So my data is very huge, I don't know where it is ending, how should I select? So for that, I will click somewhere on my table and press Control A. As I press Control A, so now you can see my entire data is captured. Now I'll press Control T for table format. So here Excel is asking me whether you wanted to create table out of this selected range. I'll click on OK. So now my table has been put into table format. You can see the formatting tool has appeared. Now let me rename this and give the name as list of orders. Okay. So I cannot use the space. So I'm using underscore in between. So list of orders. Enter. So I have given my table name. The same way I'll go to order breakdown. I'll click somewhere on my table, press Control A. My entire table gets selected. Then I'll press Control T for table format. I'll click on OK. So this one also, now you can see it is applied to table design. And let me give this table name as order breakdown. Order breakdown. Enter. So I have given the both the tables the name. I have given the table format and I have put the given the table names. So I wanted you people to do with this. Clear till here? Type in 3 if this is clear. Okay, so you people can do this. So open Amazing Mart and convert the two sheets into table format and give the table names as list of orders and order breakdown. Okay, so I hope you people must have done with this. Type in 4 till here if it is clear. Okay, so now I wanted to apply the pivot table for individual details. Okay, so let me open my sorted one. So here you can see I have applied the pivot table for 4 different details. Okay, so what are those? One by one we will see, and we will apply the pivot table. First I will apply the pivot table and then we will create a dashboard. Okay, so now here I have to bring in both the sheets. So the first pivot table is on segment and average of sales. Okay, so I want you people to not to open the Amazing Mart Power Pivot, work only on Amazing Mart. Okay, so now let me come to insert. So being from the list of orders, being from the first sheet, I'll go to insert pivot table. Now as I click on pivot table, you can see very clearly it is showing me only the table name. So when I'm going to use this power pivot, means power pivot when there is more than one table which I have to link together and I have to build a dashboard or something, then I'll be using power pivot. So if it is only on one table you are creating it, then it is a normal pivot table. More than one table, it can be any number of tables. So then it is called as power pivot. Okay, so this is my table name, and here I wanted this pivot table to be inserted in the new worksheet. For the very first time I'm going to build this in the new worksheet. Later part, the rest of the other pivot tables I'll be inserting in the same sheet only. So location, so new worksheet I have set, and here I have to check in with this, add this data to data model. So what is this add this data to data model means? Here I am telling Excel that I am going to include more than one table. Okay, so there are multiple tables which I wanted to consider, create a connectivity between them. Okay, so first thing, list of order, new worksheet, and select this, add this data to data model and click on OK. So now Excel will open the Power Pivot in a new worksheet. See, list of orders, order breakdown, and in sheet 1 it has inserted the pivot table. Now there are there are two tables. So I am able to see only list of orders. I cannot see this order breakdown. So I have to bring in that one also. For this, I'll click on all. So immediately you can see order breakdown will appear. Okay, so now it is on. If you see here, so it is on the rows. I have to bring in the segment and average sales. So let me bring in the segment. So segment is in list of orders. I will drag and drop it in the rows, and then I wanted to take the sales. So sales is in order breakdown. I'll bring in the data and drop it here. So now you can see the values are appearing to be same. So do you think that in all the different segments there is the same sales details? No. So why is this means? So I'm including two different tables wherein I have to show. So one detail I have taken from list of orders and one detail I have taken it from order breakdown. Now I have to show how the data is getting related to the other table. I need to show the relationship. So this is called as data modeling, when I am showing the relationship between more than one table. Okay, so as I select this, you can see, so Excel is telling relationship between tables may be needed. Yes, so there is a relationship which I need to create. So now a dialog box will appear. So the first table name is list of orders, and in this both the tables, if you see, order ID was the common field in this. So first field, so it will show the list of headings, it is order ID. So then related table is order breakdown, and automatically you can see Excel fetched the detail. So if there is any slight variation in the name, say here I have order ID space order space ID is there. Here if I would have given ORD underscore ID or something, then manually you have to search and tell this is the common field. So when Excel is going to check out and bring in the data automatically, when the column headers are both are same to same, okay, the spelling everything is same to same, is automatically it is going to identify and bring in that data. So if there is any slight changes also, Excel is not going to check it out. So what I have to do is then manually I have to click on the drop down and bring in that data. Okay, now it has selected from both the tables, order ID is the common field. I'll click on OK. So now you can see there is changes in the values. Now here by default Excel is performing with sum. I wanted average. So what I'll do is I'll click on the drop down, go to value field settings, and I wanted average. I'll select average and click on OK. So average value is appearing, but it is with the decimal. I'll reduce the decimal. I'll go to home tab and I will decrease the decimal from the number group. Okay, now average of sales is appearing. Okay, so type in 5 if this is clear. Okay, I'll give you some time. Please try with this. Any doubts, please ask.
Ma'am, can you please repeat how you got the relationships between tables may be needed part?
So here I bought this tables ma. So list of orders was there. So from here list of orders, I went to insert and I clicked on pivot table. So it showed me a dialog box where it was displaying list of orders. So I wanted it in the new worksheet, and there was at the bottom there was an option called add this data to data model. So when there is more than one table, I have to select that option. As I selected that option in the other sheet, so empty pivot table appeared, and here I was able to see only list of orders. When I clicked on all, the other, this one also, the other table also appeared. Okay. Then from the list of orders, I dragged and dropped the segment in the rows, and from list of orders, I brought the sales and dropped it in the values. As I gave this, so here you could see the values, everything appearing to be same. So then here there was a message appearing telling that create a relationship between the tables. So I clicked on create, a dialog box appeared. So the first table, I have to select the first table list of orders, and I have to click on the drop down and select order ID from the first table. Beneath that, so second table order breakdown, automatically as I select order breakdown, it captured order ID. So once both the things it came, I clicked on OK. My values appeared. So this one I wanted average of sales. So I went to values, value field settings, and then I chose average. Clear, ma?
Got it, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else? Any doubts? Please ask.
Ma'am, while creating pivot table, how do we add both the list of orders and order breakdown?
So first you have to create the table format. List of orders, I have to select, press Ctrl T, and then table design will appear where I'll mention the table name. Okay, list of orders. The same way order breakdown, I'll select the range. Then I will click on Ctrl T for table design, order breakdown will appear. So again, I have to come to list of orders, go to insert tab and click on pivot table. Okay. So there at the bottom, you can see add this data to data model. One option will appear. So that is the option which is going to get the relationship between more than one table. Okay. So without that option checked in, you cannot bring in the other data into the picture. So when you are selecting for the pivot table, make sure that you have selected this, add this data to data model checked in. Then once you come back to this new sheet where the empty pivot table will appear, only one this one file, the one sheet will be there, that is list of orders. As I click on all, the other data will also appear. Then one by one, as I select the data and bring into the fields, So automatically the data will appear to be same. And here beneath this pivot table fields, I'll get a pop-up message telling that you need to create a relationship. I'll click on create. A dialog box will appear where I have to select the first table, list of orders, and which is the common field in both of them. It was order ID. I'll select order ID from the drop down. Then I have to select the next table, that is order breakdown. Automatically Excel will capture the order ID from that particular table as well. Then when I click on OK, so I will get this values. From here, average sales, I changed it to value field settings. I changed it to average. So I have got this. Clear, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Guys, if there is any doubts, please ask. Guys, type in 6 if you people are clear till here. Okay, so let's do with the next pivot table. So next pivot table, I wanted the ship mode and sum of sales in this. So once again, I wanted you people to have a look at this. Then you can try it out. I'll go back to list of orders. So from the same first sheet, I will go here and I'll go to insert pivot table. You can see the name. So new worksheet here. This time I should not take new worksheet, but rather I'll be picking existing worksheet. Add this data to data model, and here existing worksheet I'll select and I need to choose the location. So this time I wanted to insert the pivot table in the same sheet only. I'll come here and here I will choose the location. Okay, so let me choose the location. So I have to take list of orders. From the list of order sheet, I have to go to insert pivot table. This dialog box will appear. So here I have to select first, add this data to data model. That means for the next pivot table also, I wanted the two tables to be in the picture. Then I'll select existing worksheet, and in the same worksheet where you have already applied a pivot table, choose one location. Okay, and click on OK. So now again, you can see empty pivot table will appear. So as I close, here you can see it is displaying only one list of orders. I'll click on all, both the tables will appear, and this time I wanted ship mode and sum of sales. So let me bring in ship mode to the rows. So list of orders, I have the ship mode here, drag and drop it in the rows. And then I wanted order breakdown, and I wanted the sales value under the fields. So now for the very first time only it will ask for to build the relationship. Again and again when you are inserting the pivot table, Excel will not ask for the relationship. Now you can see the values are appearing. So here I wanted sum of sales only, but it should be in percentage of grand total. Okay, I don't want this values. So ship mode, and sum of sales I have taken, and this time I wanted the, so here I wanted the percentage of grand total. So I'll click on the sum of sales, go to value field settings and show values as. So what did I do? I wanted the percentage of grand total. For this, I'll click on the sum of sales, go to value field settings, and from here I'll click on show values as, and here there is where there is no calculation, I have to select percentage of grand total and click on OK. So now you can see percentage of grand total will appear. So clear till here? Type in 7 if this is clear. Okay, try inserting this pivot table in the same existing worksheet. Guys, if there is any doubts, please ask. Guys, if there is any doubts, please ask. Harshita, which part you are having the doubt, ma? So the second pivot table. So in order to apply the second pivot table, I have to go to list of orders. Okay, each and every time when you are applying the pivot table, you have to start it from the beginning only. From the list of orders, I'll go to insert pivot table and I'll get this option. So this time I have to take the existing worksheet. So before selecting this, I have to select add this data to data model, and then I will click on existing worksheet and my cursor will come here. I have to choose the location. Okay. So here empty pivot table format will appear, and then here I will be able to see only list of orders. I have to just click on all so that it will display both the tables. Okay. For the very first time here, when I applied this previous pivot table, that time only I was supposed to show the relationship. Okay. Once it is done, for the next pivot table, third pivot table and all, I need not have to build the relationship. So once that is done, I went for the list of orders, brought the ship mode over here to the rows, and then I went to order breakdown, bought the sales to the values, and this time I wanted percentage of grand total. So what I will do is I'll click on sum of sales, value field settings, go to show values as, and here in the drop down where there is no calculation, I have to select percentage of grand total and click on OK, where my values will appear something in percentage like this. Hope it is clear now. Arshita, drop in a chat if it is clear. Okay, ma. Guys, type in 8 if you are clear till this. Okay, now let's do with the third pivot table. So now here, when I click on this, you can see this time I wanted the region in the column, country in the rows, and profit in the values. Okay, so let me go to the sheet. So again, I have to do it from the beginning. So I have to start from the beginning. Let me go to list of orders, insert pivot table. So list of orders, add this data to data model, existing worksheet, and location. In the same sheet, I wanted the pivot table to be inserted. So let me select a cell. So list of orders, add this data to data model, existing worksheet, and choose the location. Okay. So now you can see the third pivot table is appearing. List of orders. I wanted to bring in the order breakdown as well. I will click on all. So both the tables are here. So now first thing is in the column I wanted region, in the rows I wanted country. So region, I wanted it in the columns, and then I wanted country in the rows. So I'll bring in the country and drop it to the rows, and I wanted profit. So profit, it is available in list of orders, order breakdown. I'll bring in the profit and drop it here. So now you can see my data is appearing. So sum of profit. So this is the third pivot table. Try with this. If there is any doubts, please ask. Guys, type in 9 if this is clear. Okay, so let's do the fourth pivot table. So fourth pivot table. Let me go back to list of orders, insert pivot table. So add this data to data model, existing worksheet. I'll go back to the first sheet and I will choose the location and click on OK. Okay, I went to list of orders, insert pivot table. Then this dialog box appeared. I need to choose this, add this data to data model, select existing worksheet. I came to sheet 1 where I have already applied 3 pivot tables. I will choose a location in the same sheet. I'll click on OK. So pivot table format will appear. Only list of orders is there. I will click on all in order to get the other one also. So now both the tables are appearing. So under column, I have to take the region. So for the column, I'll take the region. And in the rows, I wanted category and subcategory. So let me close this list of orders. I'll go to order breakdown, category and subcategory. I'll bring in. So now here you can see the regions are distributed in the columns, and here you can see, so the furniture, office supply, under that whatever the items I have, subcategories, everything will get listed out. And then I wanted to bring out the profit. So profit, I will drop it in the values. So now I have got my fourth pivot table as well. Try this out. Guys, if there is any doubts, please ask. Guys, type in 10 if this is clear. Okay, so you people are clear till here. So I'll stop it here. Okay, so now next step, whatever the visualization we have to build, we'll do it tomorrow. So today we understood how to work on the pivot table when there are multiple tables. Okay, so how to bring in the data, first converting the data to a table range, and then how to bring in this both the tables, how to build the relationship, and how to insert the pivot table in one single sheet only. We saw all those things. So tomorrow we will continue based on whatever the data we have, we are going to build the visualization. So make sure that you people are saving this file, or else if you don't save, tomorrow again from the beginning you have to do it in order to build the visualization. So press Ctrl S to save the data as it is.